good evening and welcome to Live at 5 Hatha Yoga with me, yoga teacher Lesley Wilson, coming at you from Hayling Island. So how is everybody? No one's on yet, but we'll wait and see. Hope you've all had a good day and have been able to enjoy the beautiful weather we're still experiencing. We're incredibly lucky. Hello Gillian, how are you? Hope you're alright, hope you've had a good day. So I did say one day last week that I might stream the class from the beach. However, the tide times are all over the place at the moment, so yeah, that's not going to be happening just for the time being. So, oh hello Deb, how are you? I hope you're well and nice to see you popping on. So yeah, I don't really have much else to report. Just going through, ringing a few of my ladies and working my way through contacting people. It's still looking like it's not going to be before the 4th of July before I'm allowed to go back to my hairdressing job, but we haven't got any clear guidelines yet as to what services we're allowed to offer or whatever, so we'll see. I've got another 6 weeks to worry about it, so yeah, okay. Anyway, enough waffling. So I'm going to go sit on the mat. Oh, I think I've got an ant joining me. Off you go. There we go. There we go. Off you go. Don't come on the mat, you'll just get squished. Sorry about that. Why did they come back? He's going to get squashed. Okay, so let's begin. Namaste. So we're going to begin this evening with some pranayama, or this afternoon, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to be working with just breathing in 3/3. Imagine that we've divided the lungs into 3 equal parts, and then just trying to work with that. So it's a case of breathing in through the nostrils and out through the nostrils, but imagining that we're breathing in the bottom third of the lungs and then a little pause, then the middle third of the lungs and a little pause, and then the top third of the lungs and then a little pause. But I'll talk you through as we work with it. So as I say, with all these controlled breathing exercises or practices, whatever you wish to call them, if you find that you're struggling for breath at any point during the practice, then drop out, take a few normal breaths, allow the breath to just settle, and then you can always pick the practice back up when your breath feels back to normal. So the key with these is to sit with the back as straight as possible. Now if you find sitting up really difficult with a straight back, just lean against something, make sure that you're nice and upright. So you don't have to be sat cross-legged, you can just sit however is comfortable. Bring the hands into Chin Mudra, so connecting together forefinger and thumb and extending away the other 3 fingers. So straighten the spine, lift the crown of the head, and then we can just gently close the eyes. And then let's take a breath in through the nostrils. Breathe out fully. And then breathe in the bottom third of the lungs and pause. Breathe in the middle third of the lungs and pause. Breathe in the top third of the lungs and pause. And breathe out fully. Breathe in the bottom third of the lungs and pause. Breathe in the middle third of the lungs and pause. Breathe in the top third of the lungs and pause. And breathe out fully. Breathe in the bottom third of the lungs and pause. Breathe in the middle third of the lungs and pause. Breathe in the top third of the lungs and pause. Breathe out the top third of the lungs and pause. Breathe out the middle third of the lungs and pause. Breathe out the bottom third of the lungs and pause. And then just continue breathing in these 3/3 in your own time. And then no need to rush or hurry, but the next time that you breathe out the bottom third of the lungs, you can release this pranayama, this breathing practice. We'll release Chin Mudra with the hands, and then you can make your way down onto your mat just for a short relaxation. So just coming into Shavasana now, your relaxation posture, stretching away the legs as long as the lower back allows. Have a nice big space between the heels, allow the feet to flop apart. So as always, if that doesn't work for you, bend the knees, take the feet nice and wide, allow the knees to fall in together so the legs are still nice and relaxed, not working too hard to keep them upright. And then just take the arms a little way away from the sides of the body, palms turned up towards the ceiling. Fingers are lightly curled, hands nice and relaxed. And then if the neck allows, you can lift the head and look down the body. Rest the head back down on the mat, so now that's just tucked in the chin, lengthen the back of the neck, and brings the head in alignment with the spine. So I'm sure you probably already have, but just in case you haven't, just gently close the eyes. And then we'll take a couple of nice deep breaths here. Okay, so let's hug the knees in towards the chest, clasp the hands around the shins, and then we're just going to start easing out the back, rocking gently from side to side, head and knees going in the same direction. And then we can start easing out the neck, so still rocking from side to side, but head going in one direction, knees in the other. And then let's come back to the centre. Place the two hands on the kneecaps with both knees going in the same direction. We can circle the knees. So nice and big and smooth and slow with those circles. Warming up the hips and lower abdomen, lower spine. And then going back the other way. And then still circling the knees, but now we'll send them off in opposite directions from each other. And then come back to centre. Let's place the 2 feet flat on the mat now, with the heels just underneath the buttocks, making sure you take the feet so that they're hip width apart and keep the heels nice and close in towards the body. Bringing the arms down by the sides of the body, palms turned down to the ceiling, palms turned down to the floor. And then we're going to warm up the spine with a gentle pelvic tilt. So breathing out as you round the spine, pushing the pelvis forwards. Breathing in, arching the spine, pelvis tips backwards. Breathing out, rounding the spine, pelvis comes forwards. Breathing in, arching the spine and the pelvis tilts back. And then just continue working in this way with your own breath. And remember, our eyes can be open or closed, whichever is your preference. then we can release this activity with the spine and just come into a neutral position. So making sure that you keep the face looking directly up at the ceiling now, as we're going to move on to work with the bridge and the flowing bridge. And turning the head, when the hips are lifted, you risk injuring your neck. So I know I say this every night, but I never know if anyone new has joined, so I have to say that. So apologies if I'm getting a bit repetitive. So next time that you take a breath in, push down on the soles of the feet, the backs of the arms and the shoulder blades, and then lift the hips up as high as you can. And then when you breathe out, lower the hips, just rolling the spine down vertebra by vertebra. So breathing in, lifting up, squeezing the glutes and squeezing the thighs, and then breathing out, rolling smoothly down. So just do a few more of these with your own breath. And the next time that you breathe in and lift up, float the hands up towards the ceiling and take them back towards the wall behind you. And then breathing out as you float the hips back down, you can lower the arms back down at the same time. Try to make the hands and the hips land on the mat at the same time if you can. Breathing in, lifting up, arms up and back. And breathing out, lowering everything gently back down. And then just continue with your own breathing. And then no need to rush or hurry, but the next time that you breathe out and lower the hips and lower the arms, you can release this activity. So we're going to work with a spinal twist, but with the add-on of a little crunch if you want to work with that. But if you've got neck or shoulder problems, I wouldn't recommend it. You can just work with the normal twist. Otherwise, bring the hands together, interlace the fingers and slip them behind the back of the head. So you can either keep the feet on the mat or you can hug the knees in towards the chest, whichever suits you better. And then next time that you breathe out, take the knees over to the right. And then if the neck feels okay, you can just come up into a little crunch. So that it's this side muscle here that's actually doing the work. You shouldn't feel any strain on the neck at all. Lower the head back down, take a breath in, bring the knees back to centre, and then breathing out, take the knees over to the left. And then if you're joining in with the crunch, lifting up. And then lower back down. Breath in to come back to centre. Breathing out, one more to each side. So knees over to the right. And then a little crunch. Rest the head back down. Breath in, bring the knees back to centre. And then breathing out, take the knees over to the left. And then a little crunch. And then rest the head back down. Take a breath in, come back to centre. So we can stretch away the legs now and bring the arms back down by the sides of the body, palms facing downwards. So we're going to work with leg raises again today. 5 on the right, 5 on the left, maybe 5 doubles. However, here's your alternatives or modifications. If double leg raises aren't for you, hug both the knees into the chest, extend the legs up to the ceiling, and then bring them back down again. Or you can bend the knees as you lower them, or just do single leg raises. So we'll begin with the right leg first of all. So take a breath in and take the right leg up to the ceiling. And then breathing out to lower the right leg most of the way down. Hover if you can. If you can't, don't worry. Breath in and lift. And breathing out to lower. Breath in to lift. Breathing out to lower. Breath in to lift. Breathing out to lower. Last one on this side. Breath in to lift. And breathing out to lower the right leg all the way down. Give the legs a little bounce. And then we're going to move on to the left side now. So take a breath in and take the left leg up to the ceiling. And breathing out to lower most of the way down. Breath in to lift. Breathing out to lower. Breath in to lift. Breathing out to lower. Breath in to lift. Breathing out to lower. Last one, breath in to lift. And breathing out to lower the left leg all the way down. Give the legs a bounce again. So both legs now, or one of your alternatives or modifications. But if you're joining me, take a breath in, take both legs up to the ceiling. And then breathing out, lower most of the way down. Breath in to lift. And breathing out to lower. Breath in to lift. Breathing out to lower. Breath in to lift. Breathing out to lower. Last one, breath in to lift. And breathing out to lower both the legs all the way down. Give the legs a little bounce. And then we can hug the knees in towards the chest. Clasp the hands underneath the knees. And then if you don't have any problems with your back, we can rock backwards and forwards a few times. Now if this doesn't suit you for whatever reason, as I always say, just ease out the back, rocking gently from side to side. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea. And then we can just come up to a seated position. Okay, so let's bring the soles of the feet together now, matching up the pads of the toes, the balls of the feet and the heels. And then, so you don't want the heels in too close towards the body. You want a nice sort of diamond shape with the legs really. So bring the hands and rest them on the feet. Take a breath in, stretch the hands into the centre of the room, bring them all the way up, keeping the spine nice and straight, looking up if the neck allows, and then breathing out, folding forward from the hips, coming down over the legs. So breath in, stretch out, come all the way up. And breathing out, just coming down. Once again, breath in, stretch out and up. And breathing out, folding down. And then we're just going to hold this forward fold. Remember to keep breathing. And then take a breath in, lift the head, slowly, slowly come on up. Okay, so let's just come into cross-leg position. So if this isn't possible for you, or you don't like sitting cross-legged, you can have the legs extended and have a space between the heels. So we're going to work with a side stretch to begin with. So let's bring the left hand into the left hip crease and bring the right hand out to the mat beside us. Take a breath in, straighten the spine. As you breathe out, slide the right hand away. And then don't worry if the elbow doesn't go down, it doesn't need to. And then just make sure that you keep this left shoulder back. You can look up at the ceiling if your neck's okay, if not into the centre of the room. And then release this left arm, bring it up and across, but keep the arm straight. And then take a breath in, come all the way back up to centre. Same on the other side now. So bring the right hand into the right hip crease and the left hand out to the side of you. Breath in to straighten the spine. Breathing out, slide the left hand away. Right shoulder comes back. Right side of the chest rotated up towards the ceiling, looking up if the neck allows. And then release the right arm, bring it up and across. And then take a breath in, come all the way back up to centre. So we're going to work with a twist. Let's bring the right hand down behind the right hip and place the left hand on the right knee. So breath in to straighten the spine. As you breathe out, twist from the waist, turn to look over the right shoulder, just hold it there. And then take a breath in, come all the way back to centre. Same on the other side, left hand down behind the left hip, bring the right hand and rest it on the left knee. Breath in to straighten the spine, and then breathing out. Turn to look over the left shoulder, just hold it there. And then take a breath in, come all the way back round to centre. So we're going to remain in our seated comfortable position, however that may be for you. And we're just going to work with some wrist and arm strengtheners. Sorry, Gillian. Take the arms out in front. Okay, so stretch the fingers out, really nice and wide. And then make nice tight fist. Stretch the fingers out as wide as you can. Make a fist. Stretch the fingers out. Make a fist, and then we're going to keep these fists and we're going to circle the fists, so working on the wrist joints. And then we can go back the other way. Okay, back to centre, extend the fingers back out into the centre of the room. And then keeping the fingers nice and straight, we'll take the fingers up towards the ceiling. And then down towards the mat. Up to the ceiling. Down to the mat. Up to the ceiling. Down to the mat. And then back into the centre of the room. So we need to keep the elbows nice and straight as we just turn the fingers in towards each other. So the action's coming just from the wrists. And then out towards the sides, back into the centre, and out to the sides, back into the centre, and out to the sides, back into the centre of the room. Try and keep those upper arms upright if you can. Turn the palms over so they're facing up towards the ceiling. Keep those elbows upright as well. And then bring the hands and rest them on the shoulders. And then extend them away. Bring the hands to the shoulders and extend them away. Bring the hands to the shoulders, extend them away. Hands back to the shoulders, keep those upper arms parallel to the ground if you can. Take the elbows out to the side. And then we're going to extend the hands out. Okay, so at the moment the palms are facing up to the ceiling. So we're going to rotate those palms and see how far round we can go. And then back the other way, so they come up to the ceiling. And then all the way round. And then back again. So let's turn the palms now so they're facing down towards the mat. Point the fingers up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to make some little circles with the arms. Keep those arms straight if you can. If you need to drop out, just drop out, it's fine. It's not like I'm going to know. Okay, and stop. And then point the fingers down towards the mat. And then whichever direction you went in last time, we're going to go in the opposite direction now. And then stop, take the hands out, point the fingers out to the sides of the room, turn the palms up to the ceiling, keep those upper arms upright if you can, and then bring the hands and rest them on the shoulders. This is the best bit. You can lower the elbows. Oh, how good does that feel? And then we're going to bring the elbows together, keep the hands on the shoulders, and then take them all the way up as far as we can, and then all the way back as far as we can, so nice big circles, really working out those shoulder joints. Oh, click. I don't know if the camera, the microphone's picking that up, and then we can go back the other way. So really working out those shoulders. And then you can drop the arms down, give the shoulders a little shrug. Oh, that should feel so good. Okay, so I'm going to turn sideways on the mat now so you can see what I'm doing. We're going to work with our head to knee pose, which is our hamstring stretch. We'll be stretching out over the left leg first of all. So you can either bring the right foot in nice and close to the groin and allow that right knee to drop out to the side. Alternatively, if that doesn't work for you, then extend both the legs, but make sure you've got a nice big space between the heels. This just helps protect the lower back. Okay, so coming up onto the sit bones. And try folding from the hips as opposed to from the waist, otherwise you don't really get the stretch. So let's have the hands resting on the left leg first of all. We'll take a breath in, straighten the spine. And then as you breathe out, start to walk the hands away, aiming to bring the left side of the chest down towards the left thigh. Now, that's not going to be doable for everyone, but as long as that you keep the head lifted and you're feeling a stretch up the back of the left thigh, then you're working in the right way. Of course, if you're hypermobile, you won't be feeling a stretch anywhere. But do be careful. If you are hypermobile, you're prone to dislocating the joints, so you've got to be extra careful if you're working with a hypermobility. And just remember to keep breathing. Nice steady breaths. So any pulling on the lower back, then you need to just come up a little bit higher. Don't try and push yourselves too hard. And again, if I hold you here for longer than is comfortable for you, just come out, it's not a problem. And then take a breath in, lift the head. Start to walk the hands back in towards the body. Okay, so we're going to leave that right leg where it is for the time being. Try and keep the spine nice and straight. Draw the left foot in towards you and then clasp the hands around the sole of the left foot. And then we're going to extend that left leg out in front of us. And then bend the left leg, stretch it away. We're going to bring this right foot up now, right knee, sorry. Place the right foot on the outer edge of the left leg. So two choices now. You can either stay with that left leg extended out in front of you. Otherwise, if you wish to, you can bend the left leg and tuck the left heel underneath the right buttock. So bring the right hand down behind the right back, the right hip, right back. How many backs have we got? The right hip. Now you can either hug that left arm around the outside of the right knee, or you can bring the outer edge of the left elbow to the outer edge of the right thigh. So if you've done that, extend the fingers up towards the ceiling, breath in, straighten the spine, breathing out, twist from the waist and turn to look over the right shoulder. Just hold it there, keep breathing. And then take a breath in and come back to centre. So unravel the legs, stretch them both out in front of you, give them a little bounce or a little roll, whatever feels better. And then we're going to do the same sequence on the other side. So that right leg will be extended away, bring the left foot in close to the groin, allow the left knee out to the side. Again, if it doesn't work for you, both the legs extended, nice big space between the heels to protect the lower back. And then coming up onto the sit bones, right toes pointed up towards the ceiling, and then hands resting on the right leg. So breath in to straighten the spine, breathing out, starting to ease the right side of the chest down towards the right thigh. And remember, it doesn't matter how far you go, as long as you're feeling a stretch down the back of the right thigh, you're working in the right way. And then just keep breathing. Maybe the breath, the exhalation will soften you down a little bit deeper. And then take a breath in, lift the head, slowly come on up, and then we can draw the right foot in towards us now. Clasp the hands around the sole of the right foot, so try not to let the spine collapse as you straighten the right leg out in front of you. And then we're going to bend the right leg, stretch it out in front of us again. Bring the left knee up, and then you can take the left foot so it's on the outer edge of the right leg. So if you had the leg extended in the twist on the other side, then you need to work the same way on this side. Otherwise, you can, if you wish to, tuck the right heel underneath the left hip. So left hand will come down behind the left hip, and then you can either wrap the right arm around the left knee, or you can bring the outer edge of the right elbow to the outer edge of the left thigh. So extend the fingers up to the ceiling if you're working in this way. Take a breath in, straighten the spine. Breathing out, twist from the waist and turn to look over the left shoulder. And then don't forget to keep breathing. And then take a breath in, come all the way back to centre. Let's unravel the legs. Give the legs a little bounce or a little roll. And then we're going to come into the pose of the cat. So coming onto all fours and then making sure that the weight is evenly distributed throughout the whole of the hand. Fingers are spread nice and wide and the middle finger pointing up towards the top edge of the mat. Just a quick glance down to make sure that the knees are underneath the hips, and then we're going to start to warm up the spine with a little bit of cat stretch and breath. So as you breathe out, bring the chin to the chest and up and round the spine. And when you breathe in, drop the waist and lift the head, lift the tailbone. Breathing out, rounding the spine, chin towards the chest. And breathing in, arching the spine, head and tailbone come up, waist is dropped. Breathing out, rounding. And breathing in, arching. And you can have the eyes open or closed, whichever is your preference. And then we can release this activity with the spine and come into flat-backed cat on neutral position. So quite a strong dynamic posture coming up next. So if you're not feeling it today, then you can just sit this one out. We won't be doing it for long, I can assure you. So we're going to come into the modified version of the dolphin first of all. So you want to come down onto the elbows, and then you can take hold of the opposite elbows. Release the hands and interlace the fingers, so you've got like a nice triangle there. So to work with the modified dolphin, we stay on the knees and then we keep breathing, and then as we bring the upper body above the hands, bring the nose to the mat and then come back up to the centre, and then you can come back and bring the forehead to the mat and come back up to centre, coming forwards, nose to the mat, back up to centre, and then coming back, bring the forehead to the mat, and then back to centre. So we'll just do a couple more of these on the knees, and then maybe we'll do the full dolphin. But remember, if this is enough for you, then you stay here. You might even want to have a little rest in child's pose if none of these dolphins work for you. Okay, so to come into the full dolphin, we're going to separate the feet a little way, tuck the toes under, and then we're going to straighten the legs so that you've got downward facing dog legs. Dog's legs, funny. Okay, so already you can feel the difference there, can't you? So you're going to bring the upper body forwards, bring the nose to the mat. And then coming back, bring the forehead to the mat. Back to centre, come forwards, nose to the mat. Back to centre, and then backwards, forehead to the mat. Back to centre. Just a few more of these if you can manage it. God, this is hard work. I think I'm going to do one more and then that's enough. Oh, okay, so drop back down onto the knees and you can just stretch the hands out. Bring the forehead to the mat, so a bit like a swan. And then a couple of breaths here. Okay, and then slowly uncurling, coming back up to a seated position. Let's come into a little squat. Okay. And bring the hands into Anjali Mudra, prayer position at the heart centre. So let's get our balance. And then we can twist around to the right. And then come back to centre. And then twist around to the left. And come back to centre. Back around to the right. And back to centre, back around to the left, back to centre, take the hands out in front, and then you can come up to stand. Give the legs a little shake. Okay, so bring the feet so that they're hip width apart, lift all the toes up, spread them out, and then lay them back down on the mat. So we're just going to come into Tadasana, or mountain pose. So roll the shoulders back, open up across the front of the chest. Imagine the shoulder blades are just sliding down in towards each other. And then the arms are just hanging at the sides of the body, just gently. So lifting the crown of the head, tucking in the pelvis, tucking in the abdomen, everything in alignment, from the head down to the soles of the feet. And you can work with the eyes closed if you like. I like to close the eyes when I'm in Tadasana. I know it's traditional to have them open, but these are stressful times we're living in, so if shutting your eyes makes you feel better, then just go right ahead and do it. And a couple of really lovely deep breaths whilst you're here. And then let's open the eyes if you've had them closed. And then we are going to bring the hands together, interlace the fingers, pop them on the top of the head. So as you take a breath in, stretch away the backs of the hands and come up onto tiptoes, really reaching those hands up towards the ceiling. And then as you breathe out, lower the hands and lower the heels. So breathing in, up onto tiptoes, stretch away the backs of the hands. And breathing out, lower down. One more time, stretch up, come up onto tiptoes. See if we can hold the tiptoes now, keep breathing. And really reaching away the backs of the hands up to the ceiling. And then breathing out, lowering all the way down. So you can lower the arms for a moment, just give the shoulders a little roll. And then we're going to take the hands up towards the ceiling once again, bring the palms of the hands together. So feet should still be hip width apart. And we're going to work with our little swaying palm tree sequence. So as you breathe in, really stretch up. And then breathing out, just swaying over to the right. Breath in to come back to centre. Breathing out over to the left. Breath in back to centre. Breathing out, sway over to the right again. Breath in, back to centre, and breathing out over to the left. And breath in, back to centre. Now a little twist, so breathing out, twist around to the right, but all the toes stay connected to the mat. Take a breath in, back to centre. Breathing out, twist around to the left. And breath in, back to centre. Breathing out, twist around to the right. Breath in, back to centre. And breathing out, twist around to the left. And breath in, back to centre. Little back bend, so breathing out. Push the hips forward, be careful with the neck. Breath in, back to centre. Breathing out, coming into your tabletop. Breath in, back to centre. Breathing out, little back bend, being careful. Breath in, back to centre. Breathing out, back into tabletop. And breath in, back to centre. And then as you breathe out, you can lower the arms, and that should feel really nice. So give the shoulders a little roll again, give the arms a little shake. So we're going to work with some warriors. I don't think we've done any warriors this week. Can't remember what day it is half the time. So we're going to come into a nice wide stance. And then we're going to rotate the right foot. So ideally, if you had a pencil, you could draw a straight line between that right heel straight to the instep of the left foot, which as a flat-footed person, I don't have. So we're going to come into Virabhadrasana 1 first of all. So have the upper body facing out over the right leg first of all. So if you've got any back problems, you might want to just keep the hands on the hips and leave them there. Otherwise you can take them up to the ceiling, have the palms facing each other, and then bend the right knee. So have a little check down. If you can see the right toes, then you probably need to bring that knee out to the right a little bit further. And then you can look up at the ceiling or look into the centre of the room, however feels best for your neck. Listening to your own body and what it needs. And keep breathing. And then we're going to lower the arms, keep that right leg bent. We now want to bring the upper body so it's facing out over the long edge of the mat. So you've got an opening up in that right groin there. So we'll take the arms out wide at right angles to the sides of the body, keeping those arms nice and straight. And then turn the face to look down the right arm. And then a few breaths here. And then we can lower the arms down. So keep that leg bent, that right leg bent. Left hand will come and rest on the back of the left thigh now. Slide it down a little way, and then extend the right arm up to the ceiling. And then we'll lower the right arm, bring the upper body back upright. So you want to place that the right lower arm on top of the right thigh. So we're now going to bring the left shoulder as far back as we can. Take the left arm up to the ceiling, take it across the top of the head, keep the arms straight, and you can look up at the ceiling if the neck allows. And then lower that right arm. Okay, so bring the upper body upright, still keeping that right leg bent. Take the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, roll the shoulders back, straighten the arms. Breath in to straighten the spine. Breathing out, we're going to rest the right side of the chest on the right thigh. Extend the arms up to the ceiling, so back to the hands stretched up to the ceiling. And then lower the hands. You can straighten that right leg, bring the upper body upright. So rotate the right toes round. Yes, I'm sorry, we've got to do all of those again on the other side. So rotate the left toe. So right toes are now pointing towards the long edge of the mat, left toes towards the short edge. So upper body facing out over the left leg now. Remember, any back problems, hands on hips and keep them there. Otherwise, extend the arms up to the ceiling. Remember to keep the shoulders soft. You don't want them shrugged up around the ears, and then we're going to bend that left knee. So quick check down that you can't see your left toes. And then still breathing, nice and steady. And then float the arms down, keep that left leg bent, upper body now rotated out over the long edge of the mat. Arms out wide at right angles to the sides of the body. And then just turn the face and look down the left arm. So keeping a nice strong straight line between those two arms. And then float the arms down. So keep that left leg bent. Place the right hand on the back of the right thigh, slide it down a little way, and then take the left arm up to the ceiling. And then float the left arm down. Bring the upper arm, place it on the left thigh. Bring the right shoulder back. Right arm up and across. Looking up underneath the armpit if the neck allows. And then let's lower that right arm. Bring the upper body upright, keep that left leg bent. Take the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, roll the shoulders back. Breath in, straighten the spine. Breathing out, laying the left side of the chest down on towards the left thigh and extend the hands up towards the ceiling. And then we can lower the hands and then come all the way back up. Rotate that left foot so all the toes are pointing towards the long edge of the mat. And then let's give the legs a shake, bring the legs back in together. I've worked you hard today, so I think we'll have a little relax. So let's just come into a seated position. Slightly longer than normal, a couple of minutes more. And then we can start by just rolling the shoulders, nice big circles with the shoulders. And then let's take them back in the opposite direction. And then relax the shoulders down. So let's take a nice deep breath in and squeeze the shoulders up as tight as you can around the sides of the ears. And then, big old sigh, let them fall away. Breath in and squeeze. And one more time. We'll drop the chin down towards the chest. Take the chin up towards the right shoulder. Bring it back down to the chest. And then up to the left shoulder. Back down to the chest. Back up to the right shoulder. Back down to the chest. Back up to the left shoulder. Back down to the chest. And then we'll lift the head. Let's take the right ear over to the right shoulder. And bring it back to centre. Left ear to left shoulder. Back to centre. Right ear to right shoulder. Back to centre. Left ear to left shoulder. Back to centre. Let's turn the face all the way around to the right. And then come all the way back to centre. And then all the way around to the left. And back to centre. Back around to the right. And back to centre. And back around to the left. And back to centre. So if you'd like to just pop down onto your mat now, come into your best version of Shavasana in preparation for your final relaxation. So 2 choices with the legs, so you can either stretch them away, extend the legs away, nice big space between the heels, allowing the feet to just flop apart. Otherwise you can take the knee, bend the knees, but take the feet nice and wide and allow the knees to just fall in together. So arms resting a little way away from the sides of the body, palms turned up towards the ceiling, fingers are lightly curled. If you wish to, you can lift the head, look down the centre of the body and rest the head back down on the mat. And then just becoming aware of the breath once again. Just noticing the breath now, don't need to do anything special with it, just allow it to occur naturally. Smoothly in and out through the nostrils at your own breathing rate. And then take your awareness down to your feet. I'm relaxing my feet. My feet are relaxed. I'm relaxing my ankles. My ankles are relaxed. I'm relaxing my lower legs. My lower legs are relaxed. I'm relaxing my knees. My knees are relaxed. I'm relaxing my thighs. My thighs are relaxed. I'm relaxing my hips. My hips are relaxed. I'm relaxing my waist. My waist is relaxed. I'm relaxing my abdomen. My abdomen is relaxed. I'm relaxing my chest. My chest is relaxed. I'm relaxing my spine. My spine is relaxed. I'm relaxing my hands. My hands are relaxed. I'm relaxing my wrists. My wrists are relaxed. I'm relaxing my lower arms. My lower arms are relaxed. I'm relaxing my elbows. My elbows are relaxed. I'm relaxing my upper arms. My upper arms are relaxed. I'm relaxing my shoulders. My shoulders are relaxed. I'm relaxing my neck. My neck is relaxed. I'm relaxing my jaw. My jaw is relaxed. I'm relaxing my face. My face is relaxed. I'm relaxing my mind. My mind is relaxed. I'm relaxing my internal organs. My internal organs are relaxed. I'm relaxing my entire being. My entire being is relaxed. And so it's nearly time to end this relaxation. So just gently starting to wake the body up at first. So just perhaps wiggling the fingers or wiggling the toes. And then you can wake up the joints. So maybe circling the ankles and circling the wrists. Slightly larger movements now. And then waking up the neck, so perhaps rolling the head from side to side a couple of times. Maybe you even fancy a stretch and a yawn, so go ahead. And then just keep your eyes closed for a little bit longer. Roll over onto your preferred side and just remain there for a few moments. And then in your own way, in your own time, just making your way up to a seated position. And so we'll finish. Om Shanti. And thank you. So thank you again. Can't state enough how lovely it is to have such continued support. I will be here again tomorrow. It's unlikely that my husband will be joining me because well, it's 6 o'clock now and he's still not home from work. He's working slightly further away at the minute, so yeah, he didn't get back in time last Friday, so I don't think he will get back in time tomorrow. So apologies for those of you who like to see him and his crazy antics on a Friday, but yeah, it's probably not going to be happening again this week. So have a lovely rest of the evening and whatever you're doing, and then have a lovely day tomorrow, again, whatever you're doing. Thank you all so much. I'll be back here at 5 o'clock for anyone who fancies a stretch. And yeah, thank you all for tuning in. Bye.